rising, no break, no bend. All of them rising, no break, no bend. All of them rising, no break, no bend. All of them rising, no break, no bend. Crowds calling, all who funk it down show. Rhythm they scatter everywhere they blow. I they move like queen when no fear shadow. Unstoppable vibe, I they run my show. Beat they hit heavy, body starts to sway. Any noise online, I just fade away. Winner mentality every single day. Pepper them softly, I no need to play. All of them rising, no break, no bend. 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 Lou funky rising, no break, no bend. Groove too sweet, they twist and blend. Haters they watch, but them no come queen. I be champion steady, trend up on trend. When I step inside, energy go spark. Talking drum stocks, say my shine no dark. I they dance through, leave you my mark. On shaka, but queen, I they glow like arc. All of them rising, no break, no bend. All of them rising, no break, no bend. All of them rising, no break, no bend. All of them rising, no break, no bend.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you all according to your time, and I welcome you all to Angels Empire TV here on YouTube channel. How are you all doing? It's been a while since we meet like this to have a little bit of conversation about trending topics and all of that. Yes, I've been missing in action. Where have I been? How are you doing, all my angels? It's so good to see all of you, to be here with you. So let's see who I have with me tonight. Let's see. I have Lorna. Hi, Lorna, my queen. Hey, Vivian Abiedu, I see you. I see you, Vivian. How are you doing tonight? It's so good to see you, my angel. And I see Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Shout out to you. Vanessa Harris. Hey, Vanessa Harris. I see you. Yeah, Elizabeth, you're dancing. Okay. Yes, the song is grooving. Yes. And we have Her Excellency, the President, Cheryl. Welcome. Shout out to you, my queen. And I have I'm trying to read your name, Tina. Yes, if I'm seeing your name correctly, Tina. Hi, Tina. Thank you so much for joining. I see you. And yes, Elizabeth. Yes, I've seen you. And yes, yes, Tina. Okay. Janice Steves, I see you. I see you. I see you. Alista, Alista, taste money, and the devil is here. I see you, my angel. Shout out to you. It's so good to see all of you. Yes, yes, yes. Guys, I just made something for myself to eat. So as we talk, as we have our little chat, I'm going to be eating something. So you pardon me, please. I beg you. I beg, I beg, I beg. And so before we go into the discussion, yeah. Anyways, it's just an opinion that I have about this is like opinion of other people's opinion. This is me having an opinion on other people's opinion, and we're going to be touching, some places. We're just going to be talking randomly. You guys know how we do it, how I do it here, as regard this matter, because me, as far as I'm concerned, even though there are so many things going on, to me this matter has been long overdue, to be honest with you guys. So I find it difficult to be able to sit down and give it my full attention. I felt like it's been long over, even though yes, a whole lot is still happening that needs to be tackled. Yes, I agree with that. But still, I think this whole thing should have been over and done with by now. God damn it. Like, oh my God. I thought they said for whatever have beginning have an end. This one is just not ending. Jesus Christ, what kind of a person is? Hey, God. Anyways, we will be touching some places and then we'll be doing a random kind of analysis tonight. But still, I just want to talk about the apology, yeah, that was rendered to. I just want to give my own opinion about that, about the apology that was rendered from Don Terrell to Susan, and Susan's response, on the apology. I have one or two things to say about it. Yeah. Earlier today, I mean, a few hours ago, oh my goodness, I made a post trying to announce this live video. And one person, what's that her name? Ah, God, I'm trying to remember her name. She was all over, like she made a comment. Okay, let me go to her comment. Let's start with that. That is very interesting. Before we go into details, yeah, let's start with that. It was really a cruise for me, to be honest with you guys. It was a very, very big cruise. She really, really she entertained me. Sometimes, it's not all of these commenters, most especially the Hurrians, that one will give. You guys know that those people are non-entities. They are there's something wrong. They are not okay. Yes. So, but sometimes some of them can be really entertaining and cruisy. Yeah, the cruising. Yeah. Sometimes when they come around on my page like that, some of them I just give them a little bit of attention and I cruise on their little skull, their little brain. Her name is Alicia Suruj Bal, whatever. Like what a name. Anyways, I made a post trying to create awareness for my live video tonight for people to join me on tonight. Please give me thumbs up. I beg you guys, give me thumbs up. Please, my angels, give me thumbs up. Okay, so I made a post, inviting people to join my live, which I already scheduled. And she came and just commented. She commented and she said, stop. Like she said, stop it with Dawn and Susan. Dawn has already apologized to her. You people you people just don't know when to quit with the BS. If it is not you, it's blessing grinding the topic to stay relevant. Again, Dawn has already apologized. Let it go and move away from the topic. Find something new to blog about. The cancer topic is now old news. This is her. I found her interesting. That's why I'm including her in my discussion tonight before I go straight into my own real discussion. And we're going to be talking really deep tonight. You guys, I hope you guys are ready. I hope you have your popcorn by your side, because we might be kind of maybe religious in this matter because I want to air my opinion on others' opinions. Yeah, I have a different opinion compared to what some people actually feels about this apology. Yeah. So this is what Alice Surugbal, whatever she calls herself, has to say. And so I replied, because like I said, I found her interesting. And I said to her, I said, we don't take orders from no one over here. Go back to the mob where you belong, where you are being controlled as you have no mind of your own, sheep in human clothing. And I said, don't forget to join the live 10 p.m. Nigerian time, Angels Empire TV on YouTube. It was fun. For some reasons, I found her really interesting. To be honest, this particular Korean or Korea, whatever they call themselves, I found this particular one really interesting and cruisy. You guys, if you understand what I'm trying to say. And she said, "Oh, keep coming. I used to be a big supporter of yours. Now you see why some of you are being dragged on this space. Yes, and I said it with my full chest. You are on repeat mode with the same only, same. I don't know what she was trying to say. She said same only, same old BS. Maybe she's trying to say same old BS. Okay, I think that's what she's trying to say there. So first and foremost, let me address what she said here. When she says stop it with Dawn and Susan, Dawn has already apologized. You people just don't know when to quit with the BS. Okay, so how do you quit when there is more coming up? How do you quit when there is updates every day about the particular? And that was why I said at the beginning, when I said that this whole thing is just not ending. For me, I think by now it should have been done and dusted. Yeah, but it's never ending. When the anchor continually to renew the saga, how do you want people to quit with the old? How do you call it old? When the owner of the saga keep renewing and renewing, every day is a new day. How do you want people to quit? Okay, and she said, I don't know, you guys don't know when to quit with the BS. If it is not you, it is blessing. Grinding the topic to stay relevant. Like seriously, do you see people on this end, like people who actually are grinding or people who just want to stay relevant by all means? I really cannot understand. You see, that's what that's what I find it. That's what I cannot understand about these people from the other side. Like, you come and start telling people that this is old. Don't talk about this. It's been how many years ago? You need to let it go. And instead of you to go and advise the person that you worship, instead of you to go and talk to the person that you worship, like your little idol, your little queen that you worship, instead of you to go and advise and tell the person to quit, that this has been, each time you see her repeatedly talking about her past and talking about her divorce and talking about her ex, what you need to do is to tell her that, hey, come on, you need to move on. It's been like how many years? Come on. Like, you don't need to keep dwelling. You don't need to build continually to want to trend based on, you should not be your past. Your past should remain in the past and you are the present. You should be able to give this advice to the one whom you see as an idol, to the one whom you worship, to the one whom you serve. Not coming to advise people who are responding based on what they see on the outside. You coming to tell them that it's old news. Okay, now, again, Dawn has already apologized. Let it go and move away from the topic. Find something new to blog about. The cancer topic is now old news. Now, there is no news that is old for a blogger. Now, for example, when something is happening, maybe you might not have time to talk about it, or maybe you don't feel it at that time. You don't have the feelings, like you don't feel that thing at the time when it's happening. And at some point, as the thing progresses, as people begin to air their opinion about it, maybe at some point you feel like, okay, let me also come and air my opinion. Who are you to tell somebody, a free person, an adult, when to speak about a certain situation or a certain topic in a public space, when to speak about it and when not to speak about it? Who the heck are you to come and tell an adult, a full-blown adult, oh, this thing is old, it's an old news, so you don't need to talk about it? But guys, don't get it twisted. I'm a kind of a person that I welcome criticism. Yeah. But if you want to criticize me or you want to disagree with me, you have to be constructive with it. But if you're coming with insult and authority, you don't have to want, well, if you want to correct someone or you want to advise someone, don't be authoritative with it. You need to have sense. I'm talking to this person now. Alicia, I know you're here and you're listening to me. You need to have sense when you think you want to air your opinion or you want to correct someone whom you feel you're supporting, because according to you, you are my supporter, but I know you're not. Don't get it twisted. I don't give an F about you. You are no supporter of mine. Okay? But you claim to be my supporter. You don't come on my platform to air this kind of nonsense and you call it support. This is no support as far as I am concerned. Yeah, this is you trying to be, placing yourself in that place of authority. Maybe simply because, okay, let's say you are my supporter. So because you are my supporter, you think you can come and tell me what to do with so much and a serious authority, like you are the air that I breathe. No, you can talk to me. Everyone that knows me, that's why at some point in my replies, I said, I know my people and my people knows me. You are not in my circle. Because you have in my circle, you would have manners. There is no mannerless person in my circle. Nobody is mannerless in my circle. We know how to talk to each other. We know how to correct each other. Not you coming to be so authoritative on something that I do not owe you. Something that you are not in the position. You're trying to command me. You're trying to tell me what to do simply because you feel that you support me, even though I know that you are no effing supporter of mine. And if you are, get the F out of my space. Go and swallow your support and stick it up your nyash. I'm saying this authoritatively. Swallow it, whatever. If there's anything you have support, whatever, take it back. I give it back to you. Take it back. You don't support me with insults, man. I don't take it. Yes, respect is reciprocal. Appreciation is reciprocal and gratitude is reciprocal. Yes, because some people, they just want to come into your life. They want to subject you and they think that, oh, by whatever. Anyways, and so she said, okay, keep going. I used to be a big supporter of yours. Now you see why some of you are being dragged on this space. Yes, and I said it with my full chest. You all are on repeat mode with the same old BS, okay? Now I said, you can disagree. Now, this is my reply. I said, you can disagree or air your opinions without being too authoritative and disrespectful. My real supporter talk to me with respect as I them. I know my people and my people knows me. That was one of my response. I'm just telling you guys the cruise that I had with this particular Alicia. And she said, what real supporter? The same old ones jumping into everyone's inbox to talk about how sloppy you and Blessing have gotten and afraid to tell it to your face. Now I'm saying it with my full chest here with no hate towards anyone and loud and clear for you to get my message. The cancer topic has been resolved. The cancer topic has been resolved, dead and buried. Find a new topic to bring on the drama. And there's a lot if you go and do your research. Again, this is no hate towards you or anyone else. Cancer topic is like model stale bread. And if you know what I mean, now I don't need you to respond back to me on this. It's your choice, your page. Continue with the response. And when Don comes back at you people, don't come out acting innocent. See, when people are in public space doing things, most especially bloggers, yes, there will be a lot of people privately talking about it and talking about people, maybe kind of like gossiping. It's normal. It's a normal thing. So me, I would not be on here acting based on what people might be saying about me or what I think people might be saying about me. No, I would be acting based on what I think is the right thing to do. And then you would come online to come and start preaching this to me. And you expect me to listen to you. Anyway, let's continue with the cruise. And I say, you are certainly no supporter of no one on this side. So, like I said, you are a sheep in human clothing, pretending to support, blind as bats. Get the F out of here with your fake support. I don't need it. I know my people, and my people knows me. And she responded, she said, keep going. I will be over here sitting in my living room, sipping my coffee, watching how this will play out. Some of you bloggers don't know when enough is enough and to quit the nonsense. Hence, I have been a supporter of JD since the saga started and have seen the mess some of you have gotten him into. Okay, if you think we have gotten him into some mess, or you think some people have gotten him, why don't you come out and take him out of that mess? Why do you go from inbox to inbox? Why are you inside inboxes? Or why are you in my comment section thinking that you can save JD out of the problem that you think we have put him in? Why didn't you set your camera, create your own page, and try to bring him out of the mess that you think we put him in? I cannot understand some people. You think Angel is the only one involved? You think you, by talking to Angel, all the problem and everything that you think you head is the problem will just go away? Is that what you think? She is very gullible. I think this person, whether you are a supporter or you're on this side, I don't give a shit about you. If you don't have manners and don't know how to relate with people, right here we would correct you. You know, there's a parable that they say, if you don't have home training from your father's and your mother's house, you will learn it on the outside. Yes, you don't come and start talking to people with much authority like this. Even if you feel like I shouldn't speak about this, this is not how to go about it. You can talk to me and I will tell you why I am speaking at this time. Maybe you think the news is old news, but to me it's new because I haven't spoken about it and I haven't aired my opinion about it. So simply because you think it's old news doesn't warrant you to come on my platform, to come on my page, to come and give me authority, to talk to me with so much authority on why I should not talk about it because it's old news. No, you're wrong, Alicia. You are so gullible, really. And I said, of course, I will respond to you because you seems interesting to me. And the reason is simple. You are a Horian pretending to be a supporter. And you know what? It is my leisure time. And you're kind of cruise for me right now. I'm catching cruise. I don't give this kind of too much response when I make a post and I see a Horian. Because me, with her reaction, with the way people with sense, people on this side, they don't behave like this. No, we don't behave this way. This is not this is not our character. We know better on this side not to control or command anyone. Yes, we respect each other. And that is why we are together. And that is why we are like-minded. And that is why we can understand each other. Despite the fact that we support some certain people, whoever it is that we are supporting, that person can't even give us order. Now she spoke about Dawn. The way she spoke about Dawn, it's really funny to me. She was like, when Dawn comes, let's see what she would do, or something like that. She was trying. I'm like, okay, so if Dawn comes now, what will Dawn do to me? Hey God. So now she's trying to use Dawn to threaten me that she's actually waiting for Dawn to come and clear us and to come and say or talk about this and talk about this same issue, and then she will now see what we will do at that time. Okay, so if Dawn come out now to disagree with our opinions based on this cancer issue, so what would that do to? I cannot understand how you think. You need to get up. You need to take hold of yourself. Girl, whoever you are, you need to take off of yourself and be a boss of yourself. Stop being afraid of people, content creators online, people who are coming to talk online. They are no better than you. So whatever Dawn's opinion is going to be about my opinion, I should be afraid of Dawn and not come out to speak. Well, who is Dawn? Yes, I love Dawn. I mean, I like him. I see the truth in what he's saying and I support him. And so I should be afraid of him. Hey, girl. Whoever you are, go and sit down somewhere and take hold of yourself and be a boss in your own life, of your own opinion, and be a boss, and stop being afraid of people online. What the heck is wrong with you? The way she's saying it is like, okay, now don't worry, Don will come for you. And so I'll be shaking. You think Don is even not as stupid. Don is not as stupid as you are. Yeah, get it straight. He's an intelligent person, obviously. And if he wants to be stupid, he can come and be stupid. No problem. There's a space for stupid people on social media. It's okay to be stupid on social media. No, nobody sends you. I'm giving my opinion. I want to call. You don't even know what I wanted to say based on the matter. And you're already concluding I shouldn't talk about it because it's an old news. Go, you're a fool. You're a big fool. Even if you're my supporter, know this and know truth that you are a fool. You don't have sense. Okay, and she said, here you go with your nonsense. Because I just called you out and broke the leg of the table. What leg of the table did you break? Because I made an announcement and I said I was going to come live to talk about Dawn's apology and Susan's response. And all of a sudden, you are breaking the third leg of the table. You're not breaking any leg. You need to go and set your ring light to create a page. So if you want to break the leg of the table, be bold and come out and say, this person doesn't even have a face, actually. I'm just cruising. And I know she's listening to me. This is not you breaking the leg of the table. You know what it means to break the leg of the table. You don't have... Oh my goodness. Okay. So at the end, let me cut the long story short because the comments are just too much. We were doing back and forth and I was enjoying it, to be honest. But it was about time for me to come live. I think I felt like, okay, let me leave her alone so she can rest. So I concluded, because one time she said, and here comes the cussing. Seems like you're getting irritated and can't handle a simple suggestion and read to understand. Cancer topics have been dusted and buried. What can't you understand? Damn, simple clues, and it seems you're into cussing mode. Now, what does that tell you about yourself? And I said, now I'm getting really irritated. And the reason is you are no longer entertaining as you keep repeating the same thing. Join the live Angels Empire TV YouTube channel. Let's continue from there. And don't forget, during the live broadcast, you can send stars or super chats. Hey, God. It was really, I don't know. For me, it was an interesting moment, with a Horian. Sometimes when you see them like that, we just catch cruise with them. So let's not waste too much time on that. I just use that as an introduction for us to have a little bit of fun on one particular Horian, because I conclude that was a Horian. That was a Horian. She's just coming like, they come like that, disguising sometimes. You get. So let's dive into our discussion. Yeah, on the analyst live the other day, I heard a lot of opinions. Hey, my God, my food is getting cold. Guys, please pardon me. I'll be eating as I'm talking, right before the food gets really cold, and I'm hungry. Okay. So on the analyst live that I watched, I saw a lot of opinions about this apology. And I want to talk based on those opinions because they really touched me. I felt touched with people's opinion, what they had to say about this. It was really touching, and I learned from it. But on some certain discussion in that, I have a different opinion. So I'm going to play it, and I will react to some of the things that was said.
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Bluetooth connected.
National TV, knowing that you have a following to say some nonsense about that when you have a best friend, alleged best friend that's sitting right beside you, who mama croaked herself with the same disease. And you come out your mouth knowing that you had a loved one to die from that terrible disease, and to say that and look and laugh about it like you a 12-year-old little boy, Don, that was not right. That was not.
To be honest with you guys, people going through issues, having one ailment or the other, battling with whatever ailments that they are battling with, for me, I would not want to use that to want to get back at anyone or to want to it's not being sick, it's not your own making. Nobody wants to get sick, right? But I also want to make this clear that there are some, as a blogger, Saga, doing Saga, you see Saga and you're involved, or you see, like when you're into Saga, for example, yeah, there are some persons that will come at you with some kind of force and some certain things to want to put you in some certain place or to want to make you feel bad with yourself. They will do and undo. They will say and unsay. Some of them will go as far as wanting to search and to want to know what is going on in your life so they can bring it online to want to nail you. And they don't care how they hurt you. They just want to see you hurt, right? So some of them will go and dig. Some of them will go and make research about you. And they don't care what they say to you. So if that happens, and the person is also going through one thing or the other, or the person is sick in some areas, and the person might have said some things to you that are worse than what they, this is a thing of not removing what is in your own eyes and then coming after someone to say some terrible things to some people. Yeah. So if you are in a saga with a terrible person that will say anything, just for example, let me give you guys an instance, like keeping it delusional. Yeah. When she went online because she thought she was fighting for someone, that same person whom she have turned against today. Yeah. She went and made a statement and said that she hoped that the last Christmas will be the last I spend with my daughter. You see that kind of evil wishes and intentions? So if, for example, that keeping it stupid is the one who is cancerous, and if I come out to use that against her, would you blame me for doing that? I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So now in this situation with Dawn and Susan, what you are, okay, now let me still go back to keeping it delusional. Yeah. Keeping it delusional. You don't have a personal beef with me. You and I don't have any personal problems. I don't know you. You don't know me. Making such statements in defense of someone is totally wrong. Is totally unacceptable because personally, I haven't done you no harm. If I had done you no harm personally, just one-on-one, you and I, maybe you can use whatever it is that you find out about me or whatever it is that you know about me to want to get back at me. It's fine. But you made such a terrible, disgusting statement to me in support of someone else. And why do you make that statement? Because I'm going through a law case, a lawsuit, yeah. And in all of the things that I've been accused of, there has never been a place that I wished your favorite, what you are wishing me. There has never been a place where I threatened your favorite. And then here you come, because of my opinion about some certain things that I'm going through a court case for right now. You came to wish me to go to jail, to go to prison, and you wish that the last Christmas will be the last that I spend with my child. So if, for example, keeping it delusional is cancerous, she have cancer, and I come to use it against her, would you blame me based on this statement that she made towards me? I'm just giving an instance. It's an example. So in Dawn's case, Dawn and Susan, Dawn made such a terrible statement to a lady because, he made it in support of someone whom he thought was a friend at the time. Not because Susan said anything directly to him or did anything wrong directly to him. He said it in defense of his favorite at that time, which is totally wrong. which is totally 100% wrong. Let's continue.
Cool. And anybody that might have a mother or a close one close to you that died of cancer, guess what? It's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit your sisters. If it was environmental, you might get lucky. But if it was in that DNA, either you gonna get it, your kids gonna get it, or your sister gonna get it. So while y'all sitting there mocking people who didn't die of cancer, you better be going to get a genetic testing to make sure you and your daughter's not gonna end up with it.
I kind of agree with what this lady said at the end of her statement, when she said, you go and get yourself checked. If you have a family member, I mean, it can be generic, I think I agree with that. That you go get yourself checked, it's some sort of advice, encouragement in the public. Some of us, we don't even take those things seriously. But in your family, there's a trait of cancer. It's only natural for you to go get yourself checked. So this person is talking out of pain. She been having someone in a family who has been through that cancer and all of that, and she's talking out of pain, which I understand where she's coming from. In all honesty, being sick, being cancerous, and whatever disease anyone could be going through is not a thing to mock anyone with. But having said that, I'm going to say that he who lives in a glass house don't throw stones. Yeah, if you're doing Saga, if you're into Saga, expect anything to come at you. And this particular Susan is not even a page owner. She's just a kind of a person that wants to express herself, sometimes maybe comment and all of that. Yeah. And I think like one person said on that same live that she don't think that people should be commenting on, for me, if any page or any persons pops up on my timeline and they're talking nonsense that I don't like, I just block them. I don't stress myself trying to want to comment, to want to correct them, because majority of these people actually knows exactly what they're doing. It's not as if some of them are ignorant, I know, but some of them have no clue what they are doing. Some of them are just, so some of this like if you are not a page owner, you're not a blogger, even bloggers, you don't see me commenting on all this nonsense. I won't, like, I don't I would never. You get me? So you don't need to comment. So, and I would say that that was a harsh statement from Don to this woman, that he made towards her. I know apology has been made, and Susan has accepted her apology, but this is just my own reaction at this time. All right, and I'm going somewhere, right, guys? Don't get it wrong. I don't get it twisted. There's a place where I'm going to. I'm trying to prove a point from all of this. So, guys, let's continue.
I truly believe that forgiveness comes from God, and it doesn't matter what others think about what persons say, like asking for forgiveness from another person. But I know that the persons who ask for forgiveness, if the person that they are asking for forgiveness from doesn't accept it, and God accepts it, there's nothing that anybody else can do about it.
Now, respectfully, I'm going to be disagreeing with some certain things that was said, about forgiveness in here. Even though this is religious, yeah, I kind of disagree that when you wrong someone, when you offend someone, for as long as God can forgive you, because that is what she is trying to say here. I heard her clearly, and I understand the context of what she's trying to say. I can't remember her name. I think her name is Nicole. Yeah. So that if you offend God, if you offend someone, it doesn't matter whether the person you offended accepted your apology, or whether you apologize or not, or the person forgives you or not, or accept your apology or not. For as long as you can ask for forgiveness and God forgives you, and that is it, you are totally forgiven. I totally disagree with that. Now, God himself is a God of justice. Are you trying to tell me that in the last 4 years, everything that has been done can just be forgiven? This individual can just go to God and say, God, forgive me, and that's it. No, I totally disagree with that, right? Or let me put it this way, that, okay, maybe God will forgive you, but you will still pay for what you have done. God is not a respectant of anybody. You can't do evil to people, even sometimes when you know it's evil. At this point, I feel like if you do something, if you wrong someone ignorantly, not knowing that what you're doing to somebody is wrong, then maybe God can forgive your ignorance because you don't know. You did it thinking what you're doing is right. But when you intentionally, repeatedly hurt people, and then one day after you must have achieved all your aims, maybe your aims is to make so much money, and then you have made so much money, and all of a sudden you want to repent and ask God for forgiveness after hurting people to make money, and then you will be forgiven and be free. Yes, maybe God is a merciful, not maybe God is a merciful God. Then maybe God will forgive you. This is me, I'm not speaking religiously. I'm speaking with common sense, because me, there are so many things that don't make sense to me in religion. So many things don't make sense, don't make critical sense in religion. There's this saying that they said, and that they will be like, to whom religion is given, critical sense or common sense is being taken away. I've heard that statement. I'm not going to agree with that statement totally, but sometimes I think agreeable, because, okay, let me put it this way, that God is not a respectant of persons. Yeah, you can't do so much evil to people, and then you expect to go to God. You that means you're being punished. You're playing smart with God. You're trying to play smart with God. You're trying to tell God that you have more sense than He does. So you go and do everything that you do. You go and hurt people. You scam people. You dupe people. And when you finally make so much to your satisfaction, then you will now go back to God and ask God to forgive you. And you are forgiven. Maybe, like I said, you will be forgiven. But you will pay for those sins. You will pay for what you have done right in front of your eyes, right here. Sometimes I find it difficult to believe if there is hell or heaven. Yes, sometimes I doubt it. To be honest, I sometimes doubt it, because if somebody will do so much evil and then will repent before they die, then God will now put them in heaven. What about the people they have hurt? That's why I keep saying sometimes religion don't make common sense. What about someone who is a murderer that will just go and murder someone, murder your loved one and everything, and then maybe he didn't get caught or whatever happens and he died, and then God will put him in heaven and forgive him for buying someone's son or buying someone's child? That don't make sense at all. Anyway, let's continue.
And if the lady doesn't want to accept it, that's up to her too, because at the end of the day, we all will have to give an account to God for ourselves. And when we ask for forgiveness.
Okay. This Nicole said, and if the lady doesn't want to accept the apology, that is up to her. All you have to do is to go to God, and God will forgive you, regardless of whether the lady has forgiven you or not. No, I disagree with that. When God came and said that, when God came and wrapped up the 10 commandments with love and said, he actually wrapped it up: thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not commit. And God decided to wrap everything all up with the word love. What does that tell you? If you love your neighbor, you will not commit adultery, because committing adultery is sleeping with someone else's wife or someone's husband. if you love your neighbor, because even your wife can be seen as your neighbor, you should love your wife as Christ loved the church. If you love your wife, you will not cheat on your wife. If you love your neighbor as you love yourself, you will not steal from them. If you love your neighbor as you love yourself, you will not kill them. If you love your neighbor, all the 10 commandments was wrapped up under the word love. So you committing sins against humans is you committing sin against God. So you have to seek forgiveness from that human before God can forgive you. Okay, I think I'm wrong. Sinning against human is different from it's the same thing. When you sin against human, because God has commanded you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. So you're not loving your neighbor accurately is sinning against that human and also sinning against God. So you cannot boycott that woman and go directly to God to go and ask him for forgiveness without asking the person that you have sinned against to forgive you. And you expect God, that is you trying to play smart with God. I totally disagree with that. And if God is like that, then God is not a God of justice. If God would allow you to go and do whatever you like to your fellow human being, go and hurt them, go and bite them, go and eat them, whatever you like, you hurt people and then you boycott that person, those people you have hurt. You didn't try to make amends. You didn't try to seek for forgiveness. You didn't try to, then you now go from the corner and to go and meet God and ask God to forgive you based on what you have done to humans, to some people, your neighbors, your people around you, and you go from the back to ask God to forgive you for those things. If God forgives you, then I will say that God is not a God of justice. Yes. If God will wipe it off and you not suffer in one area or the other for those evil that you have done, for people that you have hurt, and God just let it go and just forgive you and wipe it all off and your whole life is new, everything is sweet and okay. Those money that you have stolen from people, those people you have scammed, then you begin to enjoy the money and nothing happens to you, no justice, nothing happens. Then God decides to just wipe everything off and forgive you. Then God is not a God of justice. I totally disagree with that. Respectfully. Let's continue.
Yes, God is going to forgive us despite whatever anybody else wants to think, anybody else wants to say, because that's what he is here for. When we sin, when we do wrong, when we turn up.
That thing you are saying, my sister, it is when you sin against God directly. And in the world that we live today, if you guys notice, you will see that there is no way you can actually sin directly to God. Every sin that we commit to God is against humans whom he has commanded us to love. So if there's anything you do, if you can sin against God directly and not to your neighbors or anyone around you, if there's anything you do directly to God that you're not supposed to do, then you can go to God directly to ask him to forgive you because he is the one that you have wronged. So this context of saying you have hurt somebody, you offend somebody, and then you go to God to ask him for forgiveness, whether the person forgives you or not, that is not justice. And God is a God of justice. Yes, God agrees with justice. He is a God of justice. Let's continue.
From him, he wants us to come back to him to say,
Yes.
God, I am sorry. And if, as I say, the other person doesn't want to accept the forgiveness, it's up to them. So I truly believe that, and others are saying.
So she said, if the person doesn't want to accept the forgiveness, that is up to them. No. But having said that, there are some people, they are so unforgiving. No matter what you do, they will never forgive you. Okay? So me, I don't like that. I used to have a friend, one non-entity as a friend. She would be like, I don't forgive. And like, how can you just be a human and you say you don't forgive? Are you that perfect not to forgive? Nobody is perfect. You know, we sin against each other. Sometimes knowingly or unknowingly. But there is difference between intentional sins and unintentional sins. Ignorant. Right? So what if people ignorantly offend you? You will not forgive them? Because in Dawn's case, I saw more of ignorance. Dawn did sorry guys. Dawn didn't just intentionally want to just like that wasn't intentional. That was ignorant. He thought he was right. He thought, oh, this person is a good person. Why should people be coming after her? Why should people be saying things, not knowing exactly why and what has been there? What has happened? That's why I say sometimes when you see some of these supporters, some of them are new. They don't know what has transpired. They don't know what has been there before they came. They just saw someone, oh my God, he yanked me. He did this to me. He did that to me. And they're feeling all sorry. And they jump in and they begin to support. Some of them don't know what they're doing. They don't even know what happened. They don't know the genesis of this whole thing. So at that time, Dawn also fell into the category of the ignorant people who do not know exactly what transpired. So I'd say he deserves to be forgiven. Hence, he has asked for the I think what Nicole should know is that, okay, if someone can genuinely, because even God says it that there is no forgiveness of sins without repentance. You have to genuinely repent. You have to acknowledge that you're wrong. You have to know your sins before you can ask for forgiveness or before you can be forgiven, even if you ask for forgiveness. We're going to get to a place where we will read Dawn's apology, and then we will know if that apology is from a sincere place or not. I'm going to air my opinion on that. Like this particular lady on my Facebook page that was trying to challenge me, thinking that I'm going to like hide. Oh, you don't know if Dawn come, he will come and do whatever. I would air my opinion. So we're going to get to that. Okay, so in this context, Dawn was ignorant. He didn't know what he was dealing with. He just thought he has seen someone who is so innocent and he wants to support. Oh my goodness, she's so calm, she's innocent, she's sweet. And then he wants to support. So I'm not going to blame him. So Nicole that was talking about forgiveness in this particular video, I think you should put it in such a way that, this is me. I used to be a church girl. I used to be very, very religious until I began to think and began to use my common sense and my critical thinking theory that so many things began not to make sense to me anymore. Yes, I'm still, I believe in God. They don't get it twisted, but I use my common sense even while I practice religion. You understand me? There's some certain things that don't just go well with my human thinking, and I just do away with it. I disagree with it. Even those things in the Bible, I will tell you, no, these don't make sense, even though it's in the Bible. Not everything that is in the Bible makes sense. Right. So in my opinion, I think Nicole should be like, okay, if you can ask for forgiveness or try to make amends of the things that you have done, right? Or try to reach out to those whom you have hurt in one area or the other, that you can do it and repent genuinely and then ask for forgiveness, then God will forgive you. Not that whether those people whom you have hurt, whether they accept or not, or whether they like it or not, God is going to forgive. God will also consider those whom you have hurt. When he's forgiven you, he will consider those whom you have hurt. Let's say the people you have hurt are inaccessible at the time. You cannot access them to ask them for forgiveness. There are so many other things you can do to show genuine repentance. Some people, if they have stolen from people, they have scammed people. You see that money they have scammed, most of the, like they might set aside a certain amount and put it into charity. Just to like, God, I'm sorry. These people that have done this to, I cannot even accept them. I don't even know where they are. They will put it into, there's so many things you will do to show genuine repentance before God can forgive you on behalf of some people. And there has to be a reason behind it. Maybe because you cannot access them anymore. Maybe because some of them are no longer, you just cannot like, you can't reach out to them all. So in that way, probably, I believe God is a merciful God. But not you ignoring that and not trying to do the right thing and going behind God's back. I mean, behind the back of the people you have hurt and going to boycott and trying to use sense for God to go and ask him for forgiveness. If God forgives you like that, then he is not a God of justice. There has to be conditions. Forgiveness should have conditions. There has to be some certain things you will do. You must pay for the evil that you have done towards your fellow human beings. You need to pay for it. If God don't allow you or don't make you pay for the things, that means God is not a God of justice. Most especially the things you intentionally do to people. Yes. Right here in one area or the other. You might not even know it. The things you do. That is why I always say you cannot cheat nature. You will pay for those things that you do right before your own eyes, even before you buy. That's why I always say, I don't believe there is one heaven or hell somewhere. I don't believe that God would create you and I, create the devil, send him on earth to come and torment you and I, to come and tempt us. Then after devil finished tempting us, then he has prepared somewhere. He has prepared hell where he's going to put me into, and heaven where he's going to put the right. Why did you send devil? Why did you create that devil in the first place when you know that this devil is going to torment your children in the world? You created him. He rebelled against you. Why don't you just condemn him and just end him instead of pushing him down here to come and torment your creation? And then after he torments them, after he tempts them, when some of them fall into the temptation, you prepare fire for them to come and burn. Why? The context of hell just don't make sense. I was not there when God created the devil. I was not there when he created Adam and Eve that went and ate the apple, and as a result of it, there is sins in the world. The eyes became open and human begin to sin. I was not there. Why do I have to be the one to pay for those things? Me, I believe that whatever you do on earth, you will suffer for it right here before you buy. That is my belief. So it means God is not, if God will just forgive you, anything you do, God will just forgive you. Because sometimes it's not every crime that you commit that you get caught. Sometimes you don't get caught. Sometimes you get away with it. And then if I want to rely on God to fight for me, like you do me wrong and I have nothing to do to you, maybe I don't have the power to fight you, I don't have the power to do nothing to you, and I'm like, okay, God, please fight for me. Then God will just go behind my back to forgive you for what you have done to me. Without me knowing or without me being consoled or being, and then God will just go behind my back and forgive you. That means he's not a God of justice. You will pay for that thing that you do. In one area or the other, you will pay for it. Let's continue.
That he's not doing it genuinely. Mm-hmm. We don't know. God sees the heart of a person. We only see the outside and we assume other things. Mm-hmm. So, that is my understand, yes. But I'm saying that it doesn't have anything to do with us. God has the final say. If he
Don did the right thing by coming out publicly to apologize, whichever way that he apologized, he sinned against someone publicly, and he went right ahead to apologize publicly. And so by so doing, as long as he did it genuinely from his heart, whether Susan accepts his apologies or not, I also believe that God might decide to forgive him. But still, in one area or the other, I still believe that whatever it is that we do, we would always pay for it. In one way, we might not know how it happens, But then, if you're forgiving, I really applaud Don for what he did, for coming out to apologize. And Susan is still alive, and she received his apology and accepted it. I believe that is a total forgiveness. God would have no reason not to forgive Don in this context, and because he did the right thing, irrespective of however way he did it, right?
He forgives that person. All right, let me give you an example. He asked for forgiveness, and that, as I'm saying, if Susan wants to accept it, it's up to her. But if Don asks God for forgiveness, no.
If you have my WhatsApp number, you can call in if you want to. Please feel free to do that.
Nobody else can say, oh, God's not supposed to forgive him because because of what he did. God is a forgiving God, and despite whatever we do in this life, God is going to forgive us as long as we go to him.
True.
That's my point. I am saying even if it's not genuine, he asks for forgiveness, and it's not up to us to assume that it's not genuine or not. God knows, and that is why we have to just leave everything to God. Saying is the thief on the cross during the crucifixion, he asked God for forgiveness, and straight away he was forgiven. Doesn't matter what he did. You understand what I'm saying? So for forgiveness is not for us to assume or to think that we have to be in it. It's between God, Don, and Susan. So whatever Don says.
I like that statement when she said that it's between God, Don, and Susan. I like that because at the beginning she said she was making it look like, okay, Susan don't have a say whether she agrees, whether she forgives or not, or whether he asks her for forgiveness or not. God is still going to forgive him regardless. But now she said that it's between God, Don, and Susan. So I like that statement. So which means Susan is the one that was offended. Susan is the one that was hurt. So she has to be in the forgiveness stuff. Okay, let's continue.
Whatever if he didn't name her, God forgives him if he asks for forgiveness, if he does it with a genuine heart. And if it's not with a genuine heart, God knows, and it's up to him and God and Don to take that matter up when we have to face him on that day. Think before we speak. Just think before you say, because words can be taken back, and words do hurt, and the persons will actually go in depression. Persons, it will affect people. So we have to be careful of what we say, and because sometimes we say things and we don't realize that it offends a person.
Yeah, that is right. Sometimes we say things and we don't even know how far it will go and how it offends people. That is ignorance. Sometimes we do things and we don't even know. Yes, you don't know. Sometimes you even offend people. You don't know you offend them. They won't even express it. They will just go, and then you won't even know you have offended someone. That type, if you ask God for forgiveness, he will forgive you, because this person hasn't even come out to express their feelings, and you didn't even know you hurt them. There are some people you will hurt them, they won't express it. You won't even know you have hurt them. And you didn't know. You didn't do it intentionally to hurt them. You thought you were doing the right thing, and they get hurt in the process. So that's whether you even ask God for forgiveness or not, it will just go away, because you didn't know you have offended anyone. They didn't express it to you, and you didn't just know. That's a different thing completely than you being evil towards your fellow human being and doing things to hurt people, and then you expect them, and then you just go from the back and ask God to forgive you, and that's it. No, you will pay for that sins. You will pay for it.
So we just have to be careful with what we say. Sometimes, we have to think, or all the time you have to think, because we don't know the type of person we are talking to. Everybody is different in their own ways. You will say something to one and it doesn't affect that person. But you go to another person and, they will take it to another level. So we have to be careful with what we say and, just move along, because at the end of the day, for me, I believe that everyone, as the Bible says, everyone will have to give an account unto God for himself. So we can't go to God and say, Don did something wrong to Susan, and we wanted Don to apologize genuinely sorry. It's not for us. It's not for us. We have to search ourselves. We have to search ourselves personally, and and just do what is right in the sight of God. He didn't know about the other person that he was defending. Well, he never did his research rather on the person that he was defending.
So I Blessing and the caller. As the Bible says, we're human, right? And we all do err. That is why we have God, or we have Jesus, because he said, if you will confess your sins, he is faithful and just to forgive you and to cleanse us all from unrighteousness. So,
yeah, I love these statements from this other caller that says, if you will confess your sins, look at that. Don't forget that phrase. If you will confess your sins. Now, when it says if you will confess your sins, did it say confessing your sins to God alone? Sins are of different types. There are some people there are some sins that you will sin that you have to confess to the person you have sinned against before you can receive your total forgiveness. For example, this Susan's thing was done publicly, online. Everyone saw it. So you cannot just go and meet God and tell God to forgive you for what you said to Susan. Without you coming online, I know Don did the right thing. Guys, don't get it twisted. We're just talking here. We're just learning. Me, I learned a lot from this particular scenario of Don's apology and Susan. I learned a lot from it. And I know that this woman has forgiven Don, and I know Don is a human being, is a young man, okay? Don't get it twisted. We're just talking. So that's non-entity that came and was telling me, don't talk and don't do all of these things. I was just looking at you. Learning never ends. You don't stop learning. Like so many things that have happened tens of thousands of years ago, we still talk about it today to learn from it. And then you come and tell me, oh, cancers. You mean people don't have cancers anymore? There is no more cancer in the world. Blessing CEO is just came out to announce that she's in 4-level cancer, breast cancer. And then you think you can, come on, man. Every day is a learning. Nothing is old. Right? Okay.
if we are truly followers of the word, we know that the ultimate decision now is only God can do certain things. But for that young man to come out and make a public apology like that, because when he tried to disgrace her, he did it publicly. And it takes a whole lot of man. And
I agree. I totally agree with this. That no matter how and no matter the manner in which Don tendered his apology, guys, to come out and apologize publicly like that, it's not easy. Yes. It takes a whole lot of courage for you to come out and apologize publicly. I've done it before and I can do it over and over again. If I feel like I have offended you, I would apologize. It doesn't take anything. I'm not that big-headed kind of a person. Right? So, whichever way that Don tendered his apology, the fact that he came out to say, I am sorry, I would applaud that.
Human being to do what he did. And for the apology, on the side of the apology I'm speaking on. And for him to come out publicly and say, look, I was wrong. He didn't say, and I apologize. He said, I'm asking you to forgive me. You know, I think that is great, you know. So all the other things so that we cannot answer or do as human beings. But I think that was good on his behalf. He accepted that what he did was wrong. He went too far, not knowing what he was in. Yes, we all should do research, but as I said, we're human and we have to err. We all didn't just turn adults like this. We walk, we run from baby, we creep, we crawl, we fall down, burst mouth, burst lip, bruise knees, until we said, and even as adults, we do fall. We make mistakes all the time, and we will continue to up until we die.
Okay. At this point, I want to read out Don's apology, and I want to give my opinion about that apology. Okay. Now, here is what Don has to say. He said, it takes a strong person to admit when they are wrong. Sometimes that takes processing. To the lady, it takes a strong person to admit when they are wrong. Sometimes that takes processing. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. And in some cases, most especially in this context, you have to realize that the person that you are defending, you have to like realize, you'll have to like understand that, okay, you need to understand why people make, how do I even put this now? That is why it is very, very wrong for you to jump in and begin to support people without knowing the genesis of the problem of those people you are trying to support. That's why you don't see me, even as a blogger, just jump in and begin to support. I will never support people that I don't know. I won't just see a case right now on the street of social media and I can blog about it and give my opinion based on what I am seeing at the time. But when you talk about full support and begin to take bullets for that person, I would have to know the genesis of it. And I will have to, it takes two to tango. I would have to hear from the other person before I begin to support whoever my favorite is. Don didn't process. He had no idea. He just jumped in and he just saw someone made a comment and he was like, oh, why would, he began to go for that person and say things to that person without knowing that, why would you even make such a statement in the first place? If I were him, that would be the first thing on my mind. I'll be like, what kind of a terrible statement? What kind of a terrible comment is this? Why did you make this kind of comment? That will be the thing that will ring in my head. And then I'll begin to like, okay, I need to find out more about this person that I'm with. Nobody is actually mad. There is no smoke without fire. But these were the things that Don did not put into consideration before giving his full consent, his full support, and begin to like say wrong things to people that are coming to say things about whoever it is that he was supporting. So he said, sometimes that takes processing. To the lady who was the cancer survivor, whoever you are, I do not agree with the main things you said. Right? Okay. He said, I do not agree with the main thing that you said. Now, this particular statement, in my opinion, I think this is coming out of this, when you are apologizing, sometimes you still want to kind of justify yourself. I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say. And even in your apology, because that is why I said earlier that it is difficult to apologize. Sometimes, for some people, it's difficult for some people to admit that they are wrong when they are wrong. So even when they realize they are wrong, going to apologize and accept it is difficult. So they will still want to make themselves look somehow good, even inside their apology. That is what I understand with this particular line, with this statement. He said to the lady that was this cancer survivor, whoever you are, I do not agree with the main thing that you say. Now, when you look at what is going on between Don and the person whom he was trying to protect at the time, and him still coming out to say this about that person, because that statement that was made towards the person whom you are arguing with right now, whom has hurt you. And then you still then you still come out to try to make it look like, okay, what was said to them was mean Even though in your analysis, in your explanation, this person has done you mean things. Because as humans, let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Let's be realistic and call a spade here. People who are mean to you, you don't care if people are also mean to them. You don't care if mean things happen to people who are mean to you. Depending on the context, you might not want them to buy. But the fact that someone come and say mean things to a mean person, someone who has been mean to you, should not get you offended. At the time that you know that this person has been mean to you, if it was the time that you didn't know that this person is a mean person, I can understand. But now you have realized that this person is a mean person and this person has been mean to you, and here you are complaining about this person being mean to you, and you're still saying that I do not agree with the main things you said to someone who has been mean to me. I don't know if you guys are understanding this. Okay. He went on to say, however, I want to publicly apologize for my part in saying some questionable things publicly. So why are you saying the things that you say are questionable? If you do not agree, if you think that those things that person said are mean, right? And the things you say now, you're saying your response was questionable. Okay, guys, 1 second. Okay. I'm trying to analyze this comments, this post that he made. Now let's go back to, I want to publicly apologize for my part in saying some questionable things. No, let me start from, I do not agree with the mean things you said. Okay. The things that the Susan said were mean. And then he said, I want to publicly apologize for my part in saying some questionable things. Publicly. Okay, which means he still stand on the fact that what Susan said were mean, right? But if I were him, what will matters to me? You know, sometimes it's good to justify issues. What was the reason that the things that was said was said? Why? Like I said earlier at the beginning of this video, that when people say mean things to you and you retaliate by saying mean things to them, it is justifiable. I made an illustration with keeping it fake that was wishing that the last Christmas will be the last I spend with my child. If she is the one that has cancer and I come out to say mean things to her with being cancerous, then would you say that I'm mean by replying or by retaliating aura for what was done to me? So if Don would say he did not agree with the mean things that she said, what about the reasons why she said the mean things that she said? Maybe he has found out the reason and they are still not enough for him. I will not be the judge of that. Everyone with their opinion. You can decide to say, oh, okay, the reason why you said these mean things are not good enough for you to say the mean things that you say. That is up to him. Right? Okay. I want to publicly apologize for the parts in saying some questionable things publicly. Okay? That is not my character. I agree with that. Because you were ignorant. You didn't know what or whom you were dealing with at the time. He said, he went on to say, I've never had several. Okay, I've had several very dear people passed from cancer. I do not believe that when God gives us a second chance, we should. He said, I do believe that when God gives us a second chance, we should honor it by using our time wisely. I still stand by that statement. Now, Don here is saying that the fact that this woman had cancer means that she has no right to say mean things to anyone because she is cancerous. Because she had cancer, sorry. It means that she no longer have the right to express hurt, to express pains, or to express disagreements, or to express herself because she had a second chance. God gave her a second chance. So whatever she sees, whatever comes her way, she should just take it in and not react. Depending on whatever it is. Guys, don't get it twisted. I'm not justifying the reason why this woman said what she said, but I am trying to explain I'm trying to explain the context of this post, of this write-up here. Now, because in other words, if you say that the fact that God gave me a second chance, does that mean that if someone, I will always use this keeping it delusional as an example. Say, for example, I am in the Susan position and keeping it delusional said what she said to me. So I should not react. I should not try to give her back woto. I should not try to feel like I shouldn't feel pain when I'm hurt. Is that what that means? That I cannot express? I don't have an opinion anymore. I cannot, because I am being given a second chance. Okay. I do believe that when God gives us a second chance, we should honor it by using our time wisely. What do you mean using our time wisely? It is not in your position. You're not in the position to tell this woman how to use her time wisely. Because you don't know what she felt that made her made whatever statement that she made, or what's happened, or what has been there that made her to make such a statement. So if you say that we should use our time wisely, are you trying to tell people how to live their lives or how to express themselves after they have been given a second chance? Do you know what they are going through, or do you know how they feel, or do you know you're telling them how to react? Is that what you're saying, John? I still stand by that statement. You still stand by what you said to this woman. Is that what it means? Are you apologizing and saying that you said you apologize for the part that for my part in saying some questionable, you said the things that you said were questionable, and then you are saying that you stand by what you see. Guys, that is why when that person came at me and saying, oh, apology has been made, Susan has forgiven you, should not talk about it. No, you see, when we go through all of these things and we talk about it, it's a learning process. People who don't know now, hearing all of these things and seeing we talking about all of this, they would begin if next time, let's say you want to tender an apology, you will know the things and you will know how to apologize. Me, I learned from this. This is some sort of ego. I know I have done wrong and I need to apologize. So, but in my apology, I need to justify my actions. That's what it means. That is what this means. I was wrong. I'm going to apologize. I have to. But I still have to find a way to justify myself. That's what it means. Okay, so I still stand by that statement, but with humility. Okay, with humility this time, you stand by the statement that you made towards a woman with cancer. A cancer survival. Whatever statements that you made, maybe I should say that me too right now, maybe I'm analyzing from the place of ignorance, because I don't know exactly the statements that Dawn made. I don't even know the statements. I know that this woman made a statement from the book that was written. I know that, but I don't know. I don't know Don's exact statement. That is why when I'm analyzing, as I'm analyzing right now, I'm very, very careful. And I'm analyzing based on what is on my plate, based on what I'm holding in my hands. I'm not being judgmental. If you guys understand, right? Okay. So he said, but with his I stand by that statement, but with humility. There's no way you can insult someone. I wish someone can comment to me right now and tell me what Don said. Please, if you know what he said, please put it in the comment section. If you know what he said exactly to the to Susan, please put it down in the comment section. Because when you say you stand by what you said with humility, there are some certain things you say to someone that humility cannot solve. No matter no matter how you say it, no matter the kind of humility that you say it with, it's still mean. Like there is the humility cannot. Guys, if you know what he said, please put it in the comment section. Okay, let's move past that. So, oh, okay, sorry, I'm making a mistake here. He said, I'm making a mistake in reading out this. He said we should honor it by using our time wisely. I still stand by by that statement. Okay, there was a full stop there. Sorry, guys, please, pardon my mistake. So he now went on to say, but with humility, I ask your forgiveness. I love this. I love this. I when I went through this, at this point, I I was weak. I'm like, okay. But with humility, I ask your forgiveness. To the people of Facebook, continue to pray for me and Stonii. I am not perfect, nor am I righteous, but I believe in God. I believe in God, forgiveness, and that heart can change. Now, this is it for me. So you see all of those parts from the beginning before he gets to this place where he asks for forgiveness. This is just the ego of a man. And also these feelings of, oh my God, how do I apologize? I need to apologize again. I need to apologize. So let me try to justify myself a little bit. I'm so shy. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let me just try to make myself feel a little bit good. That's what it is. Feeling himself, okay. And mostly men have this. Yes, even in a relationship, your man offends you and he's trying to make it right. He will still be claiming and still be trying to claim some rights. No matter, he would not want to accept 100% fault. He might take 80, 70%, but he will still want to find a way to say, oh, okay, but you did this, or okay, this is the reason I did this. All right, I did this because of this. Okay, I'm sorry. That's what it is. Ego of a man. But trust me, what Don did here, this apology on its own, hey, I can only imagine, even from this write up, from this text, I can already see how difficult it was for him to do what he did. I can see it there. But trust me, this apology is I think is genuine. I think he has realized, not just because he felt sorry for maybe Susan or so, but because those things that made Susan to make the statement that she made, he has now realized that, oh, okay, so this is the reason all of these basketballs I'm seeing, all these things that is going on, that I think people are being mean to my favorite. Oh, okay, now this is it. It's been done to him. Him himself must have made some research and checked some certain things and listened to some certain people and will be like, oh, whoa, really? Okay, now I get it. Okay, yeah, I was wrong. Now I understand why this person made that statement, even though in this text he's still saying, oh, it's the main thing that you said. That was him trying to justify himself, trying to make himself look a little bit good inside his own apology. That's what it was. And he said, okay, but I believe in God forgiveness and that hearts can change. Let us stand strong, knowing that all things work together for good. Love you all. Yeah, this is my own simple opinion based on this apology. Yeah, I think he's sincere. I think he's genuine. I think he has realized, because he has seen, he has read, he has listened to people. Now he knows, he has compared, and he now knows that, oh my God. And also, same thing has been done to him too. Now he's learning the hard way. Now let me tell you guys something. I'm not gonna blame Donnie as sometimes some people as humans. Sometimes we listen to people. When we are being warned about some certain people or about some certain things, yes, you'll be like, okay, yeah, I think this is you listen. Sometimes you might just not see it from the angle in which people who are warning you are seeing it from. You just have to experience it and learn the hard way. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way. As humans, in one area or the other of your life, you must have learned the hard way. I learned the hard way between last year and this year. I mean, last year from December 2024, 2025 to December 2026, someone taught me a lesson that I will never forget. Yes, it wasn't as if I'm hurt, I'm still hurt or something. But the reason why I feel the way I feel is I was warned towards everybody said, don't go near this person. This person hates Nigerians. Don't. People warned me. I was like, oh my, everybody anyone that have seen me with this person will be like, hey, Angel, what are you doing? Don't go there. And it wasn't as if I disagree with them. It wasn't as if I didn't understand what they were saying. I do. But in my own little small brain, as stupid and naive and ignorant as I was, I thought I could actually change this person. That was what I was trying to do. It wasn't as if I disbelieve. It wasn't as if I disagree or I don't believe what they were telling me, because I do believe and I've heard about this person. I also have made my research about this person, and I also saw a lot of red lights. I saw a lot of signs that was given to me. I saw it even at the beginning, where I could have said, okay, no, hey, hello, please leave me. But I still went on with it. Why? Me being a humanitarian, believing that, okay, I could influence this person to become a better person. That was why it landed me in a place where it landed me, and I learned the hard way. So sometimes we do things for different reasons. There is no way I would have seen anyone talking about this person and I will go after them. As a matter of fact, so many things happen within that period that this person actually even wanted me to go out there and defend them against someone. When I know who you are, why would I go out in public and be speaking on your behalf? I will not defend you in public because I know you're not a good person. Me being a friend to you privately is me trying to see if I can influence you and make you have a better way and change your ways. That was the reason why I accepted you as a friend, believing I could influence you. So why should I go out there to start defending you? I would have offended so many people because of this person if I was foolish. Trust me when I said that. Because of this person, I would have fallen out with so many people in public. I would have gone out in public to start defending this foolish person ignorantly. But I knew that, yeah, what they are saying about you is true. I know you. But yes, I'm going to help you privately. I will not go out there to make a fool out of myself, knowing who you are. So sometimes some of us will learn the hard way. Sometimes not because we're ignorant, but because we just feel like, okay, maybe you like this person, you like the whatever it is that they presented to you, and you feel like, okay, this person is not so bad. Okay, I could influence this person. Not knowing that nobody can bend a dry fish. When a fish is already dried, you can't bend it. Anyone who needs therapy should go and look for therapy. You cannot be Jesus. You're not Jesus. Don't try to play God in anyone's life, because that was what I tried to do and it backfired on me at the end of the day. Now, I learned not to be God or not to try to play God in anyone's life. I learned that, and I learned it the hard way. Okay, let's read Susan's response. And Susan said, Dawn, this is Susan, the breast cancer survivor. You spoke the harsh words. This is Susan, the breast cancer survivor. You spoke the harsh words to. I accept your apology and appreciate it. As Christians, we all have room to grow, and one is to learn to say, I'm sorry. I am sorry if I hurt you in any way, and only wish the best for you. I'm doing great. You take care, my friend. Yeah. This is a beautiful human here. This is a beautiful human here who felt the apology of Dawn and also apologized for whatever she said to his favor at that time that hurt him, that made him say the mean things that he said to her. She also apologized for that. And this is so sweet right now. This is really sweet. Okay, now let's go back to where we were coming from. Let me see.
3 years ago to cancer. That's great.
Okay, we've been here for 1 hour, 35 minutes already. So yeah, let's do another, maybe a few more minutes. Let's go back to where we were coming from.
Now with what I am learning or what I am seeing
with God, give me. But I know that when I'm at peace with God,
do better, yes.
towards, pleasing God. It's not about man. And that is where the place I am at now. It's not about man. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. I am striving to please God, because at the end of the day, he is the one that I will be. And
there is no way you can please God without pleasing man. No way. Because you can't even see God. You can't touch him. You can't slap him. You can't slap God. You can't see him. You can't choke him needles. You can't trick him. You can't rob him. You can't scam him. You can't break his heart. You can't hurt him. There is no way you cannot. Even these sins that we're talking about, it is you sinning against human like your time that means sins to God. Because everything we do that is being seen like a sin right now is what you and I do to each other. So there's no way you can go directly. See, there is no way you can please God whom you don't see. I mean, there is no way you can do right by God whom you do not see without doing right by your fellow humans that you can see. The moment we begin to realize that, the better for all of us. And that time we would know that we cannot boycott human to go to God. You cannot slap me deliberately right now. You just slap me and I feel hot. And then you go and meet God to forgive you. I will keep looking for a way to slap you back. And trust me, God will not stop me from slapping you back simply because you have asked him for forgiveness. No. If we all begin to have this mindset, if we go by this mindset of whatever I do, I can hurt you, I will go to God, he will forgive me. If we go, we will begin to do like we will do and undo, we'll begin to hurt each other. Imagine if there is no law guiding us, that the only thing we have is God to judge or God to forgive. Then imagine what people would do to one another. Me, I don't believe that you can boycott man and go to God for forgiveness when you have done terrible things. Most especially when you're doing it intentionally, when you know what you're doing is hurting humankind and you still continue to do it relentlessly. You do it over and 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 over. You keep doing it, and then one day when you are filled, when you have had all that you wanted, you will now go to God and God will just forgive you and you will live a good life. It's a lie. Those things you have done will still come back to haunt you in one area or the other. You will know peace. Whatever you make out of that, whatever money you make out of it, it will be your doom. You will suffer internally. You won't have the peace to enjoy whatever it is that you made out of those chaos that you have caused others. God will not allow you to enjoy it. And God will just not be merciful to you to go and enjoy. You won't enjoy it. To those that believe in hell and in heaven, maybe God will forgive you and put you in heaven and not put you in hell. But here on earth, those evil things you have done, whether God forgives you or not, you would reap the fruit of your labor. You would suffer from the consequences of the people you have caused pain to. And if God disagrees with that, if God is going to forgive you and allow you to get away with it, that means God is not a God of justice.
Too. I will not be answering to anybody else of whatever they have done here on earth. So
say you will not be answering to anyone here on earth or whatever. You have to go to heaven to go and answer to God. No. For me, that is not making it's not making criticals, like it's not, that is religion. I understand where she's coming from. That is what religion has made a lot of people to believe. But you think about it. You just think about it. Then you just come here right now and just cut off someone's child's head. Or you just go and rob people and you steal from them. Maybe in the process, some people get killed. And some people, maybe it's their only child that was died in the process. Internal pain, the pain that you will feel for the rest of your life. Imagine the pain of losing a child. Maybe the only child that you ever had in your life was taken away from you, and you live with that pain for the rest of your life, and then you now go and meet God to forgive you. That's why I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in hell. Right here, you is that same God that has already put it, because God is a practical God. He is. Everything has a protocol. He has set it there. Whatever you do, if you cook, if you lie up, the way you lie your bed is the way you lie on it. That's how God has made it. God has made it in such a way that if you get sick, there is herbs, there's medicine, there's drugs, a lot of things He has put down for you to take when you are sick. Not that when you are sick, you go and start looking for miracle. You go and see your doctor. So saying that when someone offends you, they don't really have to do anything, just go to God. It's you trying to boycott protocol, trying to boycott nature, the way God has set it down that if you cook and your food get burnt, you eat burnt food. You cook, your food get burnt, and you're telling God to do wonders, do miracle, and turn that food and make it unburnt. That's how it looks like. You go and fetch water from the gutter, and you're telling God to come and refine it for you. That's what it means. This thing you want to do to your neighbor is bad, and you still went ahead to do it. And then you want God to miraculously forgive you and let it go, and nothing happens to you. It's a lie. You will pay for it. You will pay for it, depending on how grievous what you have done. How grievous what you have done is, depending on what it is, depending on how the mindset, if it is intentional or not, and that is how God will judge you with it on this earth. Why do you think that people that does evil don't have peace? They will make the money, but yes, peace is far from them. What does that tell you? Money does not guarantee peace of mind. That same way, that crooked and corny way in which you made that money will continue to haunt you, and you become peaceless. That is you paying for that crooked things they have done to people. No. If we want to be using God all the time, we would do a lot to one another. Sometimes, because of being religious, people want to do right. People do the right thing. They are afraid of hurting others. That is good. If religion will make you scared to hurt people, go ahead and be religious. But sometimes when you preach this in public, it will mislead a lot of people. You have the common sense to know that if I hurt people, God will judge me. And so you'll be scared of hurting people. But if some certain persons will dissect it in a different way, some persons listening to this will be like, okay, if I can do anything to anybody and get away with it, only God can forgive me. I will do it. After doing it, I will go and beg God and he will forgive me. Some people are so foolish to think that way. Religion, sometimes we really need, it's not okay to be too religious. When when you are being religious, please try to add critical thinking to your religious life. If not, you just see yourself, you just behave like I don't even know how to describe it, because I don't want to be disrespectful. This person, I love her speech. I love what she said. I love the context, and I love the area where she's coming from. She spoke with peace. I hear peace in her voice. I hear peace from inside of her. I'm listening to her. I was listening to someone who has so much peace. She's a sweet person.
Just have to strive to, to be perfect. And it's not easy. And that is why we have the chance to go to God for forgiveness every time, every day, with our thoughts, our actions, whatever it is. We sin, and, we get a chance to, say, Lord, forgive me. And if I have hurt anybody else, I'm asking you to forgive me also.
Yes.
Because the other person might not want to forgive me. But I know
3 years ago, to
off of him. And
you get what I'm saying? But try you to forgive me also.
Yes.
Because the other person might not want to forgive me. But I know that when
This is a very sweet person, really. Actually, she's a very sweet person. She's tender and she's sweet. She's a sweet person. That's just the way to put it. Sometimes religion will make you really that kind and sweet and all of that, but some people will take advantage of it. So let's just continue.
At peace with God,
I just wanted to share my opinion. I personally read Don's apology.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he was still arguing for his right to say what he said. It was conditional. It wasn't, I was under the influence of something and I acted out of character and I should not have went that far. Period. You get what I'm saying? But trying to justify why you did what you did while you're supposedly apologizing is very double-minded. This is what I am feeling. Now, is his apology sincere?
Now, you guys see what I'm saying. But in my own opinion, I would not say double-minded. I would say ego. When you realize what you have done is wrong, but you're feeling somehow and be like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. How do I apologize now? Oh my God. This ego is what I saw in his apology, not double-minded, really. In my own opinion, I might be wrong. I stand to be corrected,
It possibly is. I don't know, but I'm telling you from what I felt while I was reading it, that is what I felt. And let's address this thing about Christianity as well. I had mentioned something before about, going to church, having the Holy Spirit, but not discerning this person. His mom was following her. We have so many different versions of Christianity. In the States here, we have a version called Christian nationalism, right? Where the white... No, for me, I used to be a churchgoer, right? And the rules and the things that they tell me did not match with what I was feeling from the God inside of me. So do we have to go to church or be...
I think this person feels the way that I feel, that the things that I hear in church, it just doesn't match with my critical thinking theory. Some of them, yes. Maybe most of them. Like you telling me to go and bring my 1/10 of my income. Why? Were you there when I was working my head off? What about the poor people on the street who are hungry? Why should bring it to the house of God to do what? Let God take care of his church by himself. Let him do that by himself. Talking about giving, you talk about offering, but you see that 1/10 that they will make you feel like a thief if you don't bring it. I totally want so many other things that don't just make sense. Many things. One time I was reading the Bible and, I got to a point where I was reading about Job, what Job went through. I'm like, okay, so why would God do this? What did Job do? Why should he suffer like this? What did he do to suffer so much Pain. His children died. His wife died. He got sick. Like, God testing you. Why would you test me like that? With so much pain. So many things don't make sense. In all honesty, it doesn't. So I might still be doing religion, but I will not agree with everything. I'm not a sheep. I have my sense that God has instilled inside of me as he was creating me. So I don't really have to agree with all those things that don't make sense. So many things in religion that don't make sense. So many. I pick the ones that make sense. I run with it. Those ones that don't make sense, oh yeah, bye-bye. That's what I do.
Christians to know right from wrong? Do we know when we're harming someone by the feeling that we get inside of us? Because we all have that. We all have that to say, am I doing the right thing here? I'm not bashing Christianity, don't get me wrong. I call Jesus Yeshua because I'm trying to get closer to the
There is that thing inside of you that when you are doing the wrong thing, when you are hurting somebody, you know you are hurting them. But because of your own selfish reasons, your selfish interest, you go ahead to hurt them just for you to be able to achieve your own goal. Selfishness. You will hurt them to get what you want. And then you go back to God to go and ask him for forgiveness. That means God is not a God of justice. If he will forgive you like that and you get away with it, nature would not. Even if God forgive you, nature will not. Yes, you will pay for those things. Those things will come back. You see those people you have hurt. Those people you have hurt, they will in one area or the other, they will hurt you back. Some of them will come online, tarnish your reputation. You will get hurt. They will say things about you. They will come out and expose you. You will get hurt. Nature must balance itself. You will reap those things you have sown. You can't hurt people and get away with it just because God will forgive you. God has forgiven you. You can be forgiven and not go to hell, no problem. But you see that thing you do right here on earth. You guys can see how they are dragging this one, Lenge online. She has become a nuisance. She has become like, I don't even know what to compare it to. Sometimes I wonder how some people sleep at night. You guys, look around you. Look at what is happening. Don't you already see karma? Can't you guys see it? And some of them, their parents praise in Jesus' name, anointing oil. Do you see those oil working in their lives? If the oils works, that means God is not a God of justice. But the fact that God is a God of justice, that's why those oil, those anointing oils, those prayers don't do no shit. You still see the karma right there in front of them, dragging their leg in the air. You can see it right from, if you cannot see karma, I can. I can. Despite the prayers.
Version of this person that is talked about. I want to know the real one. I am a very genuine person. I'm not here for kicks and giggles. I'm not here to follow some protocol or to look good.
Genuine, like when she says she's a genuine person, in other words, I would say realistic person. Being reality, because religion is not realistic. Being very religious, if you want to be very religious, there is no way you can be very religious and be realistic. It's just not possible. Because most of the things in religion has to do with spirits. And spirits is not realistic. You can't see it. When you talk about reality is what you can see with your bare eyes. That you can touch with your bare hands. Most times. But religion is spiritual. And being spiritual is not being realistic. So that is why if you're someone who is such a realist, you cannot be a realist. When I tell you I'm a realist, anybody that will tell you that they are realists, you cannot be realistic and be religious. It's not possible. It's just you cannot be both. You have to choose one. Either being realistic or being religious. You have to choose one. You cannot be both. So there is no that person on this planet. Go and check all the freedom fighters in the world. Check them all. There is no way you can be realistic and be religious. It's just not possible unless you're going to be a hypocrite and be like double. So that's why when you see some realistic people and still like, okay, they're just trying to pamper whoever it is they're pampering, making you feel good, you who is religious, making you feel okay. Because sometimes being religious is not a crime. It's not, you're not doing so much wrong, but sometimes it might be misleading others. That's what it does. And sometimes some people use it to cheat. Some people use it to scam. Some people use it for evil. But some people are just ignorantly and innocently being religious, and they are okay, they are kind, they are cool, they are sweet, they are peaceful with it. So it's both ways. But the truth of the matter is, like I said, you cannot be realistic and be religious at the same time, because religion is not reality.
It wasn't, I was under the influence of something and I acted out of character and I should not have went that far. Period. You get what I'm saying? But trying to justify why you did what you did while you're supposedly apologizing is very double-minded. This is what I am feeling. Now, is his apology sincere? It possibly is. I don't know, but I'm telling you from what I felt while I was reading it, that is what I felt. And let's address this thing about Christianity as well. I had mentioned something before about, going to church, having the Holy Spirit, but not discerning this person. His mom was following her. We have so many different versions of Christianity. In the States here, we have a version called Christian nationalism, right? Where the white was feeling from the God inside of me. So do we have to go to church or be Christians to know right from wrong? Do we know when we're harming someone by the feeling that we get inside of us? Because we all...
She made a statement that I love here. She said, do we have to go to church to know our right from wrong? Do you need the Bible now to know that you shouldn't hurt people, or you should do right by people? Is it church that will tell you? If you don't have a religion, you don't know the right thing to do, you don't know you. Okay, let's continue.
That we all have that to say. Am I doing the right thing here? I'm not bashing Christianity, don't get me wrong. I call Jesus Yeshua because I'm trying to get closer to the version of this person that is talked about. I want to know the real one. I am a very genuine person. I'm not here for kicks and giggles. I'm not here to follow some protocol or to look good. My image is not important to me. What's important to me is my heart. Is my heart right? And so, once again, when I read the apology, it felt it didn't settle right with me. No, like I said, he may have been genuine, but for me, it didn't settle with me. And that's all I have to say.
Very much for your contribution there, sister. You did highlight the fact that Susan was throwing shade. And I think when I read Don's apology, he's coming from a place where, okay, even though Susan was throwing shade, I think I may have overreacted. I could have called Susan. Yeah, I could have called Susan out, but maybe I took it overboard. And I think that's how he's not advocating for how Susan came through, but he's still saying, he's owning the fact that, okay, he overreacted. And that's how I am looking at it. I'm not looking at it like he's not being genuine. He's still trying to caution himself and everyone else in okay, let's be careful how we say things.
This is my feeling. At the time that he did or said what he said to Susan, he was not aware, or maybe he thought that what Susan said was just, as our sister said, is what she said, throwing shade at the individual.
That is very right. At the time when this happened, I believe in that at the time when it happened, Don didn't even know what he was involved with. He didn't know, he had no clue. It wasn't even the same for me. Like the story that I told you guys that I was in a relationship, a kind of friendship with someone with a jug last year. I knew who this person was. I've already heard about this person, even before I became friends with this person, yeah? But then, I was thinking I was going to save this person. It's a different thing completely, yeah? But from all indication, Don he had no clue what he was getting. He said, oh, beautiful, this person, we can do this, we can do that, and all of that. And he got entangled and he thought this person was actually innocent and he was actually defending. So I agree with that.
he was not aware that it was a fact at that time that he was speaking, or at least that's what I am assuming. So, without knowledge, I don't want to say ignorantly, he went ahead and reacted because he thought he was doing the right thing in defending his friend. You understand? So after I'm saying again, after the backlash came, and he realized he must speak, let me go and do some digging or some sort of research background check. And then maybe he came across it and he said, oh my God, this is what, and the light bulb came on. So I say it's out of ignorance that he said what he said, and
it's not a matter of having this discernment. It's a matter of being true to who you are. When you look at the image, when you listen to the words, there's something inside of you that is telling you that there's something is not right here. There's a cognitive dissonance going on when you look at that individual, and you have to stop and ask yourself, why am I not feeling good or free about watching? Is it the victim in me that is reacting or in agreement with what she's doing? You know what I'm saying? And this is the part about Christianity that I don't think that they teach too much, is to trust that you are a vessel of God. And if something don't feel right, back up. When the red flags come, trust what you feel. Because
sometimes as humans, we see most things that happen to us as humans, we see the red flags. Really, you will see it. There's no way, you would definitely see it. We just ignore them, or sometimes we just feel like in my own case, I'll be like, okay, maybe I can, me being a talkative, someone who talks, I analyze, and I cancel sometimes. I feel like, okay, maybe I could cancel this person and try to convince them to do the right thing. These are the things that sometimes that made us to ignore some certain things. Not that we don't see red lights. As humans, you are with people, you would definitely see those red lights. You will see it. Something inside of you will be telling you, man, this thing is you would definitely see those red flags as humans. No two ways about that.
Of you is not in agreement with what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? And don't overlook it. A lot of times in my experience with the church, every time a cognitive dissonance came up, they're claiming it's the devil. Like, seriously? It could be you that have some stuff going on. It's not always the devil.
Yes. You see? I like what this lady said here, that sometimes you do things I say is the devil. You go and intentionally hurt somebody. When you get caught, be like, oh, it's the devil's work. It's not me. No, it's you. It's you. You know exactly what you were doing. Stop blaming the devil. The devil is just justice for the devil. Sometimes we need to ask for justice for the devil too. Because some certain things, some people, you go and do something intentionally and then you come and start blaming the devil. Humans are the devil. People are the devil themselves. There's no any devil anywhere. It is you whom your heart is so devilish. It is you who knows the right thing to do. You know when they slap you will be hot. What you don't want people to do to you, you keep doing it to others. And when they do it back to you, you come and be crying wolf, wolf, wah, 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 online. Those things that you don't like people to do to you are the same thing you're doing to others. And when it's been done to you, you come and cry. And then later you say it's the devil. How? You are the devil. It is you who is the devil. Me, I don't believe there's any devil anywhere that is doing anything. Where is the devil? Show me the devil. That's why I see some of those things. That's why I said being religious, I have realized so many things. My brain has opened. My brain has opened. I cannot be deceived with all those things anymore. You can't come and pinch me now and choke me needle in my eye, and then you start telling me it's the devil. No, it is you. You did it. You know, you're not a child. If I choke you that same needle, you get hurt. Why would you choke me that needle? Don't do to me what you don't want me to do to you. It's simple. And you know it. God has deposited, you don't need the Bible to tell you that. God has deposited that feelings inside of you. You know, even as a child, as you're growing up, you know when you put your hand inside fire, you get burnt. So you run away from fire. My little child, when she was like a year, when I'm cooking, she always wants to like go there. When I keep, you know, as when she was a baby, you know, we this African style of using this lantern. I don't know, you guys know lantern, right? You use the lantern to want to, you put a small towel in a water, you squeeze it, and then you put it on the lantern, on the top of the lantern, to get the heat, to massage the abdomen and all of that. She, you know, I had that lantern in one corner after she was like, maybe she was like up to a year. She would want to go there, and one day that lantern was on because, you know, there's no electricity, and they took the lights and I on the light. She went and I've always been dragging her away from that lantern. One day she went and put her hand on top of it and she got burnt. Since that day, when she see that lantern, she will run. She will run away from it. You know, as a full-blown adult, that this thing is bad. When you do it to somebody else, they will get hurt. And then you go ahead and do it. And you don't just do it once. You do it over and over for years after years. Then you come and start crying. Wah, wah, wah. Oh,
Oh my God. Probably they've experienced to the hardship of single moms, and then they come out here.
The devil.
Yes.
Trust yourself. Check with yourself. Get this relationship going with you and God inside of you. Not the God outside of you, but the one that lives. The Bible says that he's in the midst of her. That means God is at our core. And too many times as Christians, we continue to look at the God that's outside of us and not the one that's inside of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's giving us that internal compass. And we don't sit long enough with ourselves to listen and to feel the terrain of the inside of us. You know, and that's what I'm trying to say. I don't expect people to get that discernment every time, but it is so blatant, it's hard not to miss. And when you do miss it, you have to ask yourself, what inside of me made me miss that something was up here?
That, like, this particular person we're talking about has different kinds of followers. We have the followers, like you're saying, that know the truth, but they choose to have a blind eye because they know what they are looking out of it. There are people who have just started following her. They don't know the back story. They just go based on what she puts out there.
Exactly. People don't know the story. They come in the middle and they just hear something and they're like, oh my God, she's so cute. How will somebody do this? They don't know anything. Let me also tell you guys, if you noticed, you will see a lot of bloggers coming out now in support of this. Hey, tiny little bloggers, they are just coming up. I was wondering, where are they coming out from? Oh my God, where are this? They're like ants all over the street of social media now. Now let me tell you guys what is causing that. Hunger. Check all of them. Click each and every all of their pages. Check them out. In fact, 99% of them are Nigerians. of them are Nigerians. Now, this is the reason why, if you ask me, I don't know when Africa is going to change, when Africa is going to improve, when Africa is going to get out of poverty. You know why? Because of greed. Now, this is what they do. Everybody wants to survive, and nobody cares how they survive, whether the wrong way or the right way. This person is trending. This person have supporters. This person have plenty of followers. Now, everybody is trying to make ends meet on the street of social media. Everybody wants to be a content creator. Everybody wants to own a page. Everybody wants to build their page. And so they come on. Oh, I know what you're doing is wrong. I know you are evil, but I will still support you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Let me come and pinch my own and get something to eat, to put food on my table and my family. Who righteousness help? Who the truth help? All these people that have been speaking the truth, what have they gotten out of it? What have they made from it? How will truth put food on my table? How will the truth feed me and my children? What can the truth do for me in these circumstances, in this situation, in this country? What can the truth do for me? Who cares about the truth? What is my business and the truth? What business do I have with the truth? Does the truth know me? Do I know the truth? I beg somebody that is trending. Let's go ahead and trend with this person and build our page and get support and get little things that we can feed on. And that is exactly what happens even here. What do you call scam? Some people don't even understand it. People from the West, from the US, from the UK, some of them still don't understand this context of scam. They thought, okay, now a lot of people have understood that, oh, some persons will go into relationship with you online just to be able to maybe travel so you can work their papers for them and get them their green card so they can get out of the country and travel. And the moment they get there, they turn their back on you, they begin to misbehave, they want to get away from you. A lot of people from the West have understood that. And so that is the only place. Or maybe they call you on phone and they are telling you, oh, let's do business. They want to scam. People have understood that. But people still don't understand that you see this content creation, this blogging online now, this, let me tell you guys, what is trending now in Nigeria. Let me tell you what is trending online. What content creators are doing now is selling their story, pity party to raise funds. That is what is trending now. They have tried to do content, to fake content. People have gotten used to it. You know, as humans, we want new things all the time. We get overboard, like we get bored with the same thing. Oh, people doing lifestyle. All you do, you wake up, you take care of your children, you bath your children, send them to school. You see all of those things, cooking content. All people have gotten so used to that. Content creators now are beginning to change style. Okay, as humans, every one of us have been through one thing or the other. Nobody. Most especially people in Africa, because there's so much chaos going on in this part of the world. There's so much pain that people are going through here. So much. Every Nigerian who was born and brought up in Nigeria must have been through one calamity or the other. Me that is here, if I decide to come out with my story, my childhood story, growing up, some certain things that I've been through, I would raise funds with it.